If you're thinking about starting an online coaching business in 2025, this might be the most important video you watch all year. Okay? Because while everyone's talking out and freaking out about how AI is taking over, there's never been a better time than right now to build a profitable online coaching company. In fact, I'm going to share with you the exact step-by-step system that's helped coaches go from 0 to 6 figures. And I'm going to tell you why 2025 is going to be the golden year for online coaches who do it right. Now, I've been coaching online since 2015, and I've helped over 500 online coaches build their business. And I can tell you, most people get this completely wrong. They focus on the wrong things. They waste months spinning their wheels, and they never see a dime. Okay? But the coaches who follow what I'm going to share with you in this video, they're the ones who are hitting 10K months, 20K months, even 50 to 100K months. So if you want the complete roadmap from picking your niche to getting your first paying clients to scaling to multiple 6 figures, stick around because I'm going to break down everything you need to know to start online coaching in 2025. All right, so before we dive into the how-to stuff, I will share my iPad as we get going, but I want to talk to you guys more about why 2025 isn't just another year to start coaching, but it is literally the perfect storm of opportunity, okay? And here's why. Number one is everyone out there is freaking out about AI replacing their jobs and replacing coaching. But here's what's actually happening. People are getting more hungry for human connection, not less. Look, I can ask ChatGPT on how to lose weight, but it can't hold me accountable when I want to eat pizza at 11 p.m. or midnight, okay? That gap comes in when you as a coach is talking to your clients. Number two, remote work. That revolution has changed everything. People are comfortable on Zoom now, and everyone's used to paying for digital services. So your potential market just went from your city to the entire world over the last 5 years, and it's becoming more and more popular. Third, people's willingness to invest in themselves is still at an all-time high. We're still riding that post-pandemic wave that taught people that health, relationships, and finances, all of these things we need to learn and become better in. I'm seeing coaches charge $5,000 to $10,000 for programs that 5 years ago would have been $500. Fourth, while everyone thinks coaching is saturated, it's the exact opposite if you niche down, okay? Fitness coaching is very crowded, but if you help pickleball players lose weight and perform better, that's wide open. I've got a client doing that right now, and he just hit his first 50K month, okay? Same thing, I've got another one there's a strength coach for volleyball players, recreational volleyball players, and again, he's doing 40, 50K months. Okay, if you're just doing general fitness coaching, not gonna work, but there is still a wide open market if you have a tight enough niche. And finally, the tools to help you run a coaching business have never been better or cheaper. You've got Go High Level, Zoom, Stripe, Canva, and all of the AI templates out there to help you make content like this. So all you need to do is spend about $100 a month and have everything you need for marketing, sales, fulfillment, all of the stuff. And it's easier than ever to do it now with AI. So when people ask, is it too late to start coaching? I'm like, are you kidding? The opportunity is massive, but only if you do it right. And that starts with you picking the right niche, okay? So let me go ahead and we're gonna transition to my iPad and I'm gonna walk you through exactly how to do that. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Again, the number one thing that you have to determine when you get started is the niche. Who do I wanna serve, okay? And the niche, really, this is tried and true. You'll hear this from Alex Hormozi, other marketing leaders, business leaders. There's really only 3 main topics that people will really invest in, okay? That's going to be health, okay? It's going to be wealth, and then that's going to be relationships. Let me just kind of like make some offshoots of this because those are the main 3 big categories, but there's going to be multiple subcategories within here. With health, we've got like fitness, right? The way they look, right? And even in there is going to be, kind of workouts, but also in here, we've got nutrition, right? Helping people lose weight. Even in here, you kind of keep going off as like, build muscle, right? And then you've got a kind of a combination of both of these is lose weight, right? Very, very common. With health, you also have pain, okay? Another big driver for people to want to get help. Pain. I'm a physical therapist by trade. So a lot of the clients that work with us will be focused on pain, right? If you're a PT, chiropractor, doctor, what does it look like to help people get out of pain? Another one that's been really emerging that is doing really well is gut health and blood work. Okay. So I know this one word, but I'm just going to write it like this. There are services out there where you can actually partner with labs and you can partner with other MDs as a third-party white labeled service where you can offer this right here, blood work and gut health stuff to make this stuff stronger. Okay, you can do that. Now, when it comes to wealth, I'm going to go ahead and move some of the stuff down just for space. All right, so for wealth, we've got personal finance. Okay. So many people need to learn how to manage their finances, right? We've got crypto, it's blowing up. So we have trading, okay? We've also got business. Okay, so I do some business coaching, some marketing coaching. I'm just going to leave business kind of abroad because you've got so many different avenues in there, right? Even if you decide to, hey, I'm a marketing coach, for who and with what? Is it email marketing? Is it YouTube? Is it Instagram? Is it branding? There are so many things in this bucket right here that you can help people with, okay? AI is also a huge category that's blowing up in wealth. Okay, I'm just trying to give you some ideas for picking the topic of the type of things you want to help people with, right? And we'll kind of go from there into niche. And then last is going to be relationship coaching. So relationship coaching, this is, dating, huge, okay? Any type of personal development. And then also even marriage counseling, right? So a lot of personal development kind of falls in this one too. But I'll tell you right now, like if I was to start over again, these top two are the easiest to sell. Okay, easiest to sell. The dating, relationship, personal development, marriage, counseling, all that stuff. If you have a expertise in that and your personal story connects with that, for sure, look into it. But if you just like personal development and you want to teach people how to do that and do a life coach, I'm going to tell you now, that's probably one of the hardest niches to crack with cold traffic, etc. Because most people, like this stuff is very tangible. Health and wealth is extremely tangible, right? Did I lose weight? Did I build muscle? Did I get out of pain? Is my gut and blood workers, are those good, right? And wealth, it's again, very tangible to see the change. Where with relationships, if you do decide to go down this route, you can totally do it. You have to be the attractive character. You've got to be the person who is living that ideal life, and your content should really speak to that, okay? I've seen way too many life coaches, personal development coaches who go down this route and struggle because they're trying to create content like people who are serving the health, right? Health and wealth, right? Being like more tactical, tangible stuff, and it just doesn't work as well. So I'm going to tell you now, if I was starting over, I would probably pick either health or wealth to start from. So that's part one of the niche, is determining what of these topics, I'm just giving you some examples of here, that you want to help people with. And then the second part of this is who, okay? Who? And like I mentioned at the start of this video, this is probably the biggest opportunity people have, okay, is serving people who are like, I love doing the past version of you. Or what other communities are you a part of? Okay, so are you part of, we've got a lot of people who help with weight loss and nutrition and stuff like that for runners. We've got some that do ultra marathon. We've got some that do volleyball. I said that earlier, volleyball coaches or volleyball players. We've got pickleball players. We've got firefighters. What is that thing? And I think a lot of people skip this and they just focus again on this topic. Hey, I'm a fitness coach. Hey, I'm a personal finance coach. Hey, I do trading. I do this. But you've got to have the niche, right? Of like, what is the problem I'm solving? And then pair that with who do you help, okay? And you can't skip this. If you skip this, it will not work, all right? So pick one of these topics up here. What do you want to do? And who do you want to help? Look at the past version of yourself, right? What have you done in the past that you can now serve? And the last thing on this is, do people have money to invest? And the best thing that you can do for this is, if you're not sure, you can go to the Facebook ads library. Okay, so Facebook ads library or there and Instagram, but you can look for other people to see, hey, is there a market for this? Like, are there already coaches? Because one of the things that I learned, and I want to really emphasize this, is that if there's not already people doing this, you might think, oh, this is a great opportunity. Most of the time, it's not, okay? Most of the time, if you're starting a business and people are not already marketing this service, you probably shouldn't do it for your first business, okay? Later on, when you've already made 6-7 figures, for sure, if you want to create a blue ocean, being like there's no competitors, you can do that. But I'm going to tell you right now, for your first business, one of the best tips I ever got was look for markets that already exist and people are spending money on, because there's already a proven track record of it. Okay, so if that does not exist for you, then I would be very hesitant. Okay, so again, step number one is picking a niche. Who do you want to serve? All right. Step number two is going to be creating your offer. Okay, offer. And then we're going to call this your MVP, your minimal viable product. This is the first thing that you're going to do. All right. Now, what you're going to do for this is the easiest thing you can do. Again, we want to look for past versions of ourselves and communities that we're already actively involved in, because it's going to make it so much easier for you to find people who are already in your ecosystem and network. So when you're getting started, guys, like I always do a beta offer. Okay, a beta offer. And to fill this beta offer up, typically it's like a 50% off offer. Okay, 50% off. Now you might be like, oh, but I want to charge this. I think I'm worth this. If you've never worked with somebody You are not worth what you think you're worth. You need experience. Okay, you need experience. And I'm telling you this because, again, one of the first lessons that I learned was I grew a low ticket fitness company to a 7-figure evaluation. And I did it all with Facebook ads. And I wanted to make a course on how to do it. And I talked to a mentor of mine at the time and I told him what I wanted to do. And he's like, hey, Matt, you have no experience to start a group offer. You've never worked with somebody one-on-one to help them get the results that you want to share with them. And he was right. And I was like, but I want to do a group. I want to have this scalable offer. And he just like kind of called me out flat and was just like, dude, you're not ready yet. You need to work with, 5 to 10 people minimum. 5 to 10 people and get them the result. So get them the transformation before you launch a group offer. So, the beta offer itself is going to be all one-on-one. You're going to do way more than what you would normally do at a discounted rate so you can get experience, because you have no business trying to start a scalable offer until you have proven concept, not just with yourself, but with others. All right. So what you're going to do to fill up this MVP beta offer is you're going to go through your contacts. Okay. And you're going to send 20 messages a day. Okay. 20 messages every day until you have exhausted your entire phone contact list. Okay. I'm talking your contact list of people who are on your phone. We're talking Instagram followers. We're talking Facebook followers or friends, whatever contact you have, emails, like everything. And you're going to hit people who are in these communities that you are a part of, that you know, right? So this could be people from college. It could be people from high school. It could be people from your community. It could be people from your church, wherever it is. And what you're going to do is you're going to ask them to hop on a call for a market research call. All right. So typically you're going to message all these people, right? Number one, you're just going to connect with them and connect. How have they been? Just have some small talk. What's new? How's it been? And then once they have had a little bit of conversation back and forth, right? What you're going to do next is tell them what you're doing, right? Tell them about your offer and say, hey, I'm starting this coaching program and I want to serve this demographic. I would love if you're open to it. No pitch involved here, but I would just love to see if I can hop on a call with you and ask you a couple questions so that I can get better at my marketing and I can create content for people like you who have this goal, right? So we're going to pitch a market research call. And on this call, again, this is your network. They'll be like, for sure, of course, right? So we're going to have this market research call. And then what we're going to do on this call is ask questions that's going to help us with our marketing and with our offer, right? Ask questions for marketing as well as offer. What needs to be in this offer to really be a good offer, all right? So you're going to ask like 5 to 10 questions. I'll actually have the link to this in the description below. So link below, and I'll have the exact questions you can ask here. But these questions are super chill, all right? They're just like, hey, you're going to get some clarity on what their goals are. You're going to get some clarity on what they've tried before. You're going to get some clarity on, what are some of the thoughts that they have that come up, that keep them up at night, that really prevent them from moving forward and hitting the goal they want to have, all right? So you're going to ask all those questions. And then, very important, at the end, do you want help with this? Do you want help, right? Again, we're not pitching our offer on this call. We're just asking, hey, thank you so much for helping me with all these questions. Let me ask, like, are you looking for help with this? Because I'm going to build this offer out and I think you'd be a great fit for this offer. And if they say yes, great, right? If they say yes, book a sales call. And you can have this call next week. You can have it in 2 weeks, whenever you're ready, but go ahead and book it and get it on the calendar. This is how you're going to get your first 5 to 10 clients, right? 5 to 10 clients will be from all these people who did market research with you. And again, when you get them on the sales call, you're going to pitch them a 50% off discounted offer because our goal is just to get experience, right? That's all we're doing here. And then once we get that experience, we can then move into our paid offer, right? So typically what this looks like, right? We do this market research, we get 5 to 10 clients. Then after we've gotten our 5 to 10 clients, this is where we can start to increase the price, right? So if we were doing 50% off, the next 5 or 10 clients, we can now go to 25% off, okay? And then we can keep going until we're at full price, okay? We're at full price. And again, I'm going to emphasize this. All of this right now, when you're getting started, should just be one-on-one, okay? The reason for that is you will get way better case studies, testimonials that you can then market, and you also will start to see patterns, okay? You'll start to see patterns from people who you're working with to determine what is it that I actually do to help these people? Like, where are the bottlenecks? What are the stories they tell themselves? Where do they get stuck in everyday life? And how can I build that into a more scalable offer, okay? A more scalable offer. So for us with a scalable offer, what that looks like after you've done all this stuff is we start to move from this one-on-one to more of either a group offer, or we just have more SOPs for the one-on-one coaching we do. So for instance, again, we work with a decent number of health and fitness coaches. A lot of them don't actually ever implement this full group model, but they have SOPs and they have team members and they have stuff like that where there is a clear SOP for, let's go, onboarding. All right, onboarding. And then there is program design, right? What is that client going to get when they sign up, right? And then what does the renewal conversation look like too? Okay, these are all kind of like future stuff. But again, we'll get to this, but your goal when you get started is who cares? It doesn't matter. It's just to get more experience. I don't care what you charge. I mean, there are some people who do this for free for the first little bit because they need experience. Now, I would suggest still paying something, because if people pay nothing, they're very likely just to bounce because they're not invested in it. So I do like, again, the 50% off to get started, because we're just trying to get experience, find common trends. So eventually we can have a more scalable offer. Okay. So that's that. Now let's just talk general pricing as you guys get started. Okay. So general pricing for any type of B2C offer. This is going to be like your fitness coaching. B2C stands for business to consumer. You're not selling to another business on how to get more clients, how to make more money, how to make more profit, any business type of stuff, right? A B2C offer is going to be priced typically, okay, for one-on-one coaching around $2,000 to $5,000. Okay, $2,000 to $5,000 is the full price. Okay, that's very typical for this space. Some people like to do like an MRR model. So, they charge anywhere from, let's just say, $300 to $500 a month. Okay, that's very digestible. But I prefer, again, when you're starting, to try to get some packages, right? So oftentimes that'll be by $300 to $500 a month, but somebody may commit for 3 to 6 months to work with you. And if you can do some paid in fulls, that's great, because what it allows you to do is it allows you to get that money and reinvest it back into the business. So I do a mix of both, of recurring revenue as well as packages. I like packages to start so I have more revenue coming into the business so I can reinvest it into marketing, into team development, etc. And then as the business matures, you can start to have more of these MRR models, so you also have some revenue coming in every single month. Now, if you are doing a B2B, right, this is typically going to be between $4,000 and $10,000 for a ticket program or a price, or it's going to be starting at least $1,000 to $2,000 per month. Now, again, the reason there's a huge difference between B2C and B2B is that B2B, again, my handwriting is not the prettiest, but we're selling like how to make more money. We're trying to get a better return on the investment that they're spending with us. So because we're helping people make more money, we can charge more dollars, right? So these businesses, I'll be honest, are even easier to scale, because again, like there should be a clear ROI from when someone invests in you. Where B2C, we're selling to people who may have W-2 jobs. They could be an entrepreneur, but they may not. So, this model, this B2C up here, is going to be more volume, and the B2B is going to be less volume, okay? But you have to be really good at getting results, because B2B, there's also ChatGPT, there's other AI tools, there's a lot of competition. So if you're not good, then you will die in this market, okay? I'm not trying to scare you, but like that's a bigger thing. It's lower volume, but way higher quality. And again, this is why a lot of these businesses don't make it. So like we've been doing B2B work for the past 3 or 4 years, and we've been able to continue to grow, but that's because we developed a lot of really good systems to make sure that the quality stays high. We only have 20 or so signups a month, and we like that volume. Where if you are doing B2C to make the same amount of revenue, because you're charging less, you have to have higher volume. It's not to say the quality is going to be worse. I don't necessarily want that, but you can get away with not being as good at the service in compared to the B2B market. Now, these prices that I listed out here, these are full prices, right? So like I shared before, when you're getting started at, doing 50% off, you can charge, anywhere from $150 to $250 a month to still get started. Or you can do a 1K, just to get started for $1,000 for 3 to 6 months. That's 6 months, a long time. Let's just say $1,000 for 3 to 4 months to help somebody have a transformation. Same thing with B2B is you can get started at anywhere from $500 to $1,000 a month until you can prove that you're worth what you want to charge. And you do that by getting case studies. So as you're listening to this, like stop thinking about scalable offers. If you don't have a bunch of case studies, stop it. Your goal when you get started is case studies. Okay. Same thing as just like your simple before and afters, right? We want those before and afters. We want to build a bank of those. So when we do start to market to people who do not know us, because again, our first couple clients are going to come from people who are already in our circle, we need to show proof because your friends trust you, your network trusts you, but the internet, they will tear you apart. They do not trust you at all. So we have to really focus on case studies and getting before and afters at the start. All right. So that is the second step. So again, step one was the niche. Step two was creating the offer, right? Which compounds on the niche. And we get our first couple case studies by reaching out to our network. And now the step three is going to be marketing. Okay. It's going to be content creation. And this is huge. If you're going to do anything online, your content that you create is your business card. This is what people are going to see. This is how they're going to make their first impressions and judgments of you. So this is a must. If you do not want to do content creation, do not start an online coaching business. Okay? Do not. If you are scared to create content like a lot of people are, that's okay. I was too. Okay? You just got to start, push record on the camera and just get used to it. Okay? Because let me tell you right now, you are going to suck. You're going to suck before you get good. Okay. So you have to go through this suck before you can know how to create good content. And when you suck, it's going to be uncomfortable. Okay. You are going to feel uncomfortable. And there's going to be times where you get no engagement, no likes on your post. That is okay. That is part of it. You have to learn how to create good content. It's like a skill. Okay. It's a skill. Just like if you go to the gym and you learn how to squat or snatch or do a clean and jerk, right? I'm a weightlifter by trade, but I had to learn how to suck and how to look silly in front of others before I got good. And the same thing applies to content, okay? So I'm going to transition over to my computer now and I'm going to show you guys a very simple content creation strategy and just a posting template. And again, I'll also link this in the description link below too. All right, so I've got this thing pulled up in front of me. Here is a very simple posting schedule. I'll have this link down below. I'm going to give you just the simplest model. This is what we have a lot of our clients that we work with start with too. On Monday, do a simple value post. Give people the tips. Give them all the secrets, all the stuff that they need to be successful, okay? That's all you'll do. Oftentimes for these posts, I'll have a little two-step call to action where they can just comment below for a freebie or for a longer form video like what you're watching now, okay? Tuesday, I'll make a personal story post. And this personal story post allows you to connect with the individual at a very deep and vulnerable level, okay? Again, most of the time when we start our businesses, we're talking to our former self. So in here, can we shed some light on stuff you struggle with this topic? So if you pick health and fitness, can you talk about a time where you were overweight? Can you talk about a time where you had a hard time sleeping? Can you talk about a time where you had a lot of pain, right? And talk about what you did to overcome that. Again, you are your best case study, your best transformation. So talk about it. If you're a business, talk about you starting a business or talk about you when you first started trading or whatever it is for personal finance. Right. And again, if you pick the bottom one, which was relationships, mindset, dating, talk about that. Be open and vulnerable. Okay. People need to connect with you. People buy from other people. They don't buy from businesses. Okay. Especially in the coaching space. All right. Testimonial on Wednesday. So just share a win from a client that you worked with. We got to again show proof that you help people. Okay. If you don't have a full case study, it honestly could be screenshots of the conversation that you're having with a client. And one of the ways that we do this is every Wednesday, we'll do a Win Wednesday post in our community. And on that, like I'll take a bunch of screenshots and then I typically throw that up on Thursday. I'm just kind of flipping up the order here, but let's say you did Win Wednesday and people that morning were like, hey, here's my win for the week. Boom, take a screenshot of that, put it up and show people that you are working with people, okay? That's huge. Thursday, do another value type post. One of my favorite posts to do for value are going to be the tweet post templates, or like the tweet posts. If you go to my Instagram, I have a lot of tweet posts that I go up because they are the easiest thing to create and make, right? There's one right there. And we have a simple Canva template that we use for this. You can use that, or you can use this app called TweetPic. And TweetPic just allows you to drop in the URL from Twitter and it'll make a static image that you can throw up on your feed in seconds. All right. So really cool tool there. Now, coming back to it, Friday, throw a rock at an enemy. Okay. So this is like, if you are an online fitness coach and you think that GLP-1 is a terrible thing, it's a lot of controversy on it now, talk about it, right? Make a stand. Again, that's going to cause separation, but the people that you want to work with are going to see that and they're going to attach to it. And then Saturday, I typically will do a post that is not, it's still a personal post, but but it's not necessarily still about like the problem. So this could be a photo of you and your family, your girlfriend, significant other, or just what you're doing on the weekend. Because again, people are buying from other people. They're not buying from a business. So I still want to have that on my feed. And honestly, these posts will get the most engagement. Okay. Like most people that I work with, when they show stuff of their personal life, it just does better than everything else. Okay. So put that in there. It'll give you some more social proof. It'll hit your warm network. People like to celebrate you. Okay. And I've got some just IG story templates up here too. I'd say the biggest thing is like note with these is just showing yourself doing the thing. All right. If you're a business owner, if you help with marketing, show yourself making ads, show yourself doing email, show yourself posting content, making content, show yourself doing the thing, because again, people want to aspire to be more like you. Same thing if you're a health and fitness coach, show yourself working out, show yourself meal prepping, show yourself doing the thing so that other people can connect with you. And on top of that, we want to also on our stories, put up social proof, right? So like once a week, minimum, probably like honestly 2 to 3 times a week of just showing case studies of where clients are and what they've done. Do that. And this is all you need to do. And do this. I'm not kidding. Do this for a year. Okay. Do not stop creating content. I don't care about your engagement. No one cares. Again, coming back to my iPad, you have to suck before you're good. So just commit to posting, showing up every day, and don't worry about the haters. Don't worry about not getting engagement. Don't worry about what your mom or your brother or sister are going to think about it. It doesn't matter. Okay. So do this. Do this again. The homework here is just start posting 5 times a week. Okay. 5 times a week, and do this for 365 days. Okay. As in a year. You're not doing it every day because you're doing 5 days a week, not 7. All right. Now, the second part of content creation, once you're in a really good flow, so I would probably push this off to like 3 to 6 months, then you're going to add YouTube. All right. This is what I do now and most of my actually energy goes to YouTube because YouTube is long form, and long form is where trust is built. Okay. So like the short form stuff is going to capture attention. It's going to help you just be top of mind, but you've got to get into a routine where you don't suck anymore. And this is easy. So once this becomes easy, creating content is easy, we want to then go to YouTube to start posting 1 video a week. And this should be how-to videos or even case study videos of what you did with a client. All right. So just keep these super simple, right? Simple how-to videos. Okay. How-to videos. And I don't care about the thumbnail. I don't care about the titles of these. Again, the goal here is really just to build trust. And what we'll do is we'll start pushing people from the short form that you're already creating to long form. Okay. So for me, I will make posts and story posts. Hey, new YouTube videos up, go check it out. Hey, new YouTube videos up, check it out. I'll do 2-step posts like I talked about in those value posts, where I'll give a bunch of information in the post and I'll say comment below and I'll send you a longer training. And I'm pushing people to my long form. And this, again, now is more important than ever in 2025 because there is a lot of competition, right? There's a lot of competition. Yeah, there's a lot of coaches, a lot of people who are self-employed, and people want to develop that know, like, and trust before they buy from you. And this is the fastest way to do it. All right. Google has did a study, and they have a 7-11-4 rule. And what this means is that on average, someone needs to spend 7 hours with you. So 7 hours, okay, across 11 different touch points. Okay. Touch points being like, social posts, YouTube videos, like all the things that they see across 4 different platforms. Okay. 4 different platforms. Man, my handwriting. And what this looks like, 4 could be, they saw one Instagram post, they saw a YouTube video, they DM'd you, and then they finally go to your website, right? We haven't talked about websites. But that would be like your final spot before they ended up booking a call with you, right? All those different spots. Don't worry, again, in your first year though, of really making that website, like that's going to come. This video is more about how to get started. I don't want to overwhelm you. Honestly, my first year in business, I did not have that. I just focused on organic, making good value, talking to people in the DMs, making long form videos, and helping people. Okay. All right. That's content. Now, the next thing, even more important than content, is the ability to book calls. Okay. The ability to book calls. And we do this primarily by talking to people. We do this in the DMs, SMS, emails, and we also do it in networking. Okay, those are kind of the main core drivers that you're going to have. And the skill here, this is a sales skill, but it's just learning to discover what is the person's problem, right? So we're just going to, we do this, all these are the same. All of them are the exact same. We connect with them, all right? Just like we did with the market research. We connect with them. We find a problem, Okay. And then we position ourselves in an opportunity to help them. Okay. So it's like connect with them. What's the problem? And then offer a free call. All right. That is the simplest way. And then on that free call, you can turn that into a sales conversation. And I'll tell you right now, where most people lose it is right here. Okay. Right here is where people lose it, because what they want to do is they start coaching. And again, this happens on all places. This happens when you're networking. This happens in emails, SMS, or DMs, is you start coaching people before, but you can't do that, because now they're like, oh, I'm going to go try that. I'll let you know how it goes after I try it. So the whole goal here in this call booking stage is to not solve their problems. It's to discover what the problem is, how it's impacting their life, and then position the call as the next step. Do not coach people. Do not coach them in person. Do not do email. Do not do this, right? You're already giving a bunch of value away in your content. Your content is doing that free coaching, okay? So all we're gonna do here, connect with them, find out what the problem is, offer a call, and turn that call into a sales conversation if they're a good fit, okay? I'm gonna go back to my computer here real quick and give you another link. Again, this link will be in the description below, but here's like our 7-step phase or 7-step DM process that we'll use with our clients to book calls. Again, we'll just step 1, start that conversation, connect with them, find something in common. Step 2 is qualify, see if they are your ideal avatar, right? Again, if you're helping volleyball players, do they do that? If you help Christian men get in shape, are they Christian, right? What do they do? Like, make sure that they are in your niche, in your demographic. Step 3 would be, what is the goal? What are they trying to work on? This one, step 3, 4, and 5 are all going to be problem. So like I mentioned on my iPad was like connect and then problem. Those are all identifying the problem. What is the goal, right? What are they currently doing to try to achieve that goal? Identify that what they're doing is not working, or it's not working fast enough. Then we present, hey, well, I might be able to help. There's actually a different method you haven't tried yet that I think if you do, you would get better results with. Let me know if you want to link up for a quick call. I can kind of walk you through what that looks like. Boom, simple, easy. Okay, do not overcomplicate this. Do not overcomplicate this. Do not give free coaching away. All we're trying to do, connect and find the problem, offer a call, and then pitch our offer if they are a good fit. Okay. Now, coming back to the iPad here. So during this is probably the most, again, uncomfortable stage. And so many people are like, I just don't want to do it. I don't want to talk to people about their problems, blah, blah, blah. And I get that. Right? Because a lot of us have a negative relationship with sales. A lot of us have a negative relationship around money. And that's the bottleneck here. It's not your ability to help them. It's your ability to ask for money for the problem that you're solving. And the only way you're going to get over that is by freaking doing it. So just do it. And just do it and know whenever you're having all of these conversations, you're putting them first. You're thinking about this. This is the thing that I want you to think about. How can I be of service, right? How can I be of service? My handwriting is atrocious. How can I help this person? Okay. And if you do this, you might get to the end of the conversation, right? You found the problem and then you realize, you know what? Actually, I can help this person. Okay. And that's okay. What you can do is, how can I be of service? Is now what you can do is you can connect them with someone who can, right? So you can connect with a solution. And oftentimes that's not you. Okay. I can't tell you how many people DM us and we have the conversation and then we say, you know what, actually, we're not the best people for you. And we'll point them to someone who can. They end up going and working with that person. And then we look like the rock stars because we showed up and gave service. We helped them. The same thing applies to you in this situation. How can I help this person? How can I be of service? Doesn't mean how can I take their money? I'm only going to take their money if they want to give me their money and I think I can help. Does that make sense? Hopefully it makes sense. Okay. And one thing I want to mention on here, you guys probably, if you guys follow me on Instagram or see some of my ads, I talk a lot about a booking bot, right? So again, booking bot. We've developed a AI software that can do this conversation stuff for you, but I will never, ever, ever suggest you using and replacing yourself with AI until you have done this, because you will not be able to determine, is this working or not? And you might be like, oh, it'd be so much easier if I didn't have to do it. Well, guys, this is the first step of somebody working with you. This is the first step. Do not automate this, and do not automate your content creation and anything we talked about to this point until you have done it. You need reps. You need to learn how to do it before you just hand it off to AI or you hire someone to do it for you. Do not do that, okay? Until you are doing 40, 50K a month, do not do this, okay? I'm telling you, because it's just gonna make your life a lot easier. Okay. Maybe not 40, 50K a month, 40, 50K in total sales. So I'll put it that way. Because you could totally get the booking bot if you're doing 5, 10K a month, and it would help as long as you've made 40, 50K of sales doing the process. Okay. Now that you've done this, at this point, again, this is all you need to do to get to 10 to 20K months. Okay. That's really all you need to do. The next step in all of this is going to be, how can I now start to get more traffic and eyeballs on me? Okay. Because I'm doing the things, I'm posting on social, I'm doing the long form YouTube, I've got my case study people. What can I do to get in front of more people? And the number one strategy that we will have people start with is going to be super simple: boosted posts. Okay. Boosted posts. And I'm going to go back to my screen really quick and show you guys examples of this, because I think people overcomplicate this, but the best ads that I have seen to date for beginners, right, is just boosting stuff that speaks directly to their avatar. So they get in front of more people who then follow them. They can then DM them, they can see all their content, and then they become clients. All right. So let me shift back over to my computer. All right. So I've got 2 ads I want to share with you. I'm going to open up this one first because I think this one's probably one of the best ones that I can demonstrate for you. Okay. So let's go ahead and I'm going to open this up. Okay. So this is one of our older clients, Casey. She graduated working with us, but this is one of the ads that we helped her set up. So she is a strength coach for mountain bikers. Okay. So watch this. All right. So this is the ad, right? So she is how to become a technical mountain biker. She's showing her doing the thing, and then she goes and transitions over to her strength training. Do you see how simple this ad is? That's just it. It's just like, this is what I do. This is how I become a mountain biker. And this ad has been helping her hit 10K, 20K months. And she pairs it with good organic content. All right, so here's another one. And this one here actually surprised me too. This is our client, Sarah. She works with ultra marathon runners. And this video is her just finishing a ultra marathon, 100K mile race. And it is just her, no text on screen, just running through the finish line. That's it. And she's just like, tired. And she finished and has her time in the background. Okay. And that is it. That is the entire ad. And then it's just like, follow this if you want to train ultras, smarter, not harder, right? And this was just her finishing a race, showing people what the outcome is that she helps people do, which is finish long races. That is it. Okay, those are 2 very simple ads I want to share with you. Coming back to my iPad, again, these boosted posts are so simple. They're just making sure, one, that it's your avatar only. So you guys saw both of those. One, the mountain biker, showing her doing the mountain bike, and the other one was a runner, showing them running, right? Avatar only. And then showcasing that you can help, right? And telling a story, right? In both of the descriptions, it talked about a story of them doing the thing. And then the final CTA is to follow, okay? Super, super simple. Other ones that I've done personally and had clients do too have been carousels. So I really like the Twitter carousel stuff. I have a lot of clients that just give like 5 slides of straight value, only calling out, again, the ideal avatar, gives value instead of a story, and then has a CTA to follow. Super simple. And all you got to do here is spend anywhere between 20 and 30 bucks a day, okay, on these boosted posts. All right, that's it. You don't have to do anything else more, all right? Audiences can be super broad. Okay, when I say broad, like I don't do a ton of audience stuff for these. I just have a 10 million audience. And if you guys want help with that, I'll also link down a Instagram ads mini course that I've got down below, so you can get full course to learn how to do this. But that's it, right? So we have an ideal avatar, we tell a story, give value, and tell them to follow us for more. Boom, that is it. Bada bing, bada boom, done. Okay, that's all you've got to do. And then from here, now you should be doing, like after all this, we should be getting to 20K months. Okay, 20K months or so, and you really don't need to have that much help. Maybe a VA, etc. And now from here, once you have this in play, the only thing you're really going to need, because of AI and all the technology and stuff like that, is you'll probably just need assistant coaches. And those are people who are going to actually fulfill on the service itself. If you want to do that, if you don't, you want to be in control, that's great. But you can have an assistant coach. You pay them about 20% of the ticket price and you're good to go, right? Every coach should be able to service about 30 to 50 clients. And yeah, that's all you need. And every time you need more coach, you just hire another assistant coach. And your job is just to manage them. And really at this point, like your main jobs at this point is content, because we have a boosted post giving us new traffic. We have content, sales calls, and then some coaching if you're doing coaching. Right? Sales calls, like again, in this little process right here, I'll kind of just put up here. You also are going to do DMs, but once you're doing 10, 20K a month, what you'll do with the DMs is, again, we'll do a booking bot. Okay. So again, this is just connecting ChatGPT to your DMs, or we hire a setter. And this is somebody who can message people on your behalf as speaking as the company and inviting them to sales calls, right? So both of these will go up to sales calls. and then boom, right? And if you want to keep scaling, the last hire you'd make is just a salesperson, somebody who can take the calls. And typically that's at 50K a month is when you would hire a closer. The reason for 50K a month is that you'll be paying them about 10% of your commission of like the ticket price. So at 50K a month, you're paying somebody 5K a month. That's enough to keep somebody interested and as part of your team. All right, so I'm done sharing the iPad, and I want to talk about some common mistakes that can kill your coaching business when you get started. If you follow everything I just shared with you, you will be good, okay? But the big key takeaways here, things that will absolutely kill your coaching business is number one is trying to help everyone. Everything I've showed you up to this point is about having one specific avatar and one offer. Number two is long-term is undercharging for your services. Again, when you're starting, 50% is fine, right? But then as you guys keep growing, you need to be charging at least $2,000 for a B2C offer if you're going to do any boosted posts and run ads. And if you are running a B2B offer, it needs to be at least $5,000 minimum for your service. Okay. If you charge too little, you won't be able to grow and you'll be in this constant grind mode of always having to work more. Now, the third way you can kill your coaching business is by having no clear transformation or promise on how you help people achieve the result that you achieve. Again, if it's just vague life coaching or vague fitness coaching, and there's not a clear transformation of here's how I help these people do this thing, it's not going to work. The market is too crowded for that. Number four is just inconsistent content creation. You don't have a way to continue to provide value and build trust with people. This is Instagram. Again, Instagram 5 times a week and YouTube at least 1 video a week after about 6 months of creating consistent Instagram content. The fifth thing that can kill your business is by trying to grow too fast. And again, trying to make this scalable offer when you haven't proven how to help people yet. And what's going to happen there is you're going to scale and get a bunch of clients, but you don't have the systems, the infrastructure, and the SOPs, and even the knowledge on how to service those clients. So one of the fastest ways you can go out of business is being really good at marketing and sales and terrible with client delivery. So make sure that you're growing at an appropriate rate. And if you're growing too fast, you can always have a wait list. Okay. Those people will want to work with you in the future. Okay. You can always have a wait list and you can always not market and have a bunch of call to actions to work with you. All right. So to wrap this thing up, here's what I want you guys to do over the next 90 days. All right. Day number 1, like right now for the next 30 days, I want you to validate your niche. Okay. So going back to what I talked about at the beginning, pick your avatar, pick who you want, like, as in who you want to help, pick the problem you want to solve. And I want you to start reaching out to those people. Okay. Again, 20 messages a day, reach out to your entire network, ask to get on market research calls. Again, there will be a link down below to the market research guide that I kind of put together, and do that for 30 days. That's it. Okay. Day 31 through 60, start creating content. Okay. If you're not already doing that, just start creating content. Don't worry about scaling and trying to make a bunch of sales. Like, you're still in the discovery phase of what it is I'm doing. So talk to people in your network at the first month. Second month, start creating content. Just post on Instagram 5 times a week. Again, that template will be down below. And then day 60 through 90, that's when you can start boosting your best performing posts and start getting into the habit of having these sales conversations in the DMs to book and invite to calls. And the KPIs that you're just going to track here, KPIs are key performance indicators. These are things you're going to track on a weekly basis as you're doing this to hold yourself accountable, just like you would if you were to weigh a step on a scale. All right. The first thing is number of posts per week. All right. How many posts am I putting up per week? Is it 5? And you can do this I have a whiteboard over here. You can do it on a Google Sheet. It doesn't matter. But hold yourself accountable to how many posts are you making per week. The second KPI is how many new messages and welcome messages or outbound connection messages have you sent a week. Do at least 10 to 20 per day. The market research, like I talked about earlier, that's 20 per day. Go through your entire contact list. Once you have cleared that, we're going to want to start talking to new people. This is going to be people who are engaging on your account, new followers, or it could be people in your community that you want to network with. All right, 10 to 20 per day. The third KPI is going to be number of sales calls booked. Right? The only way we're going to make more money as we keep growing is, am I booking enough clients or booking enough calls to turn into clients? Okay. Our target here is, can I book 3 to 5 calls per day? And at the start, guys, these might be networking calls. You might not have any idea if you're going to be able to pitch them an offer yet. That's okay. All right. And then the fourth KPI I want you to track is, how many clients have you signed? And start off with a very realistic goal here. You might say, hey, I want to try to get 1 to 3 new clients per month. Okay. And if I do that, then going back to the third KPI, how many calls do you need to book to sign 1 to 3 clients? Maybe 3, 5, 10, up to you, and just set those, right? Typical closing rate on these calls are going to be around 30%. So 1 in 3 should sign up. So if you want to sign 3 clients, you'll probably need about 9 to 10 calls. All right. Again, you can do that. All right. So that's all I've got for you guys today. I hope this video helps. This is a complete walkthrough of how to get started coaching online. All right. If you guys, again, there'll be resources down below. There's going to be the market research template, the posting template, and I will also have the paid ads course that is down below. Do not get into paid ads until you've got 5 or 10 clients who are in that beta stage. And all we're doing there is just boosting new posts to get in front of new people. So if you like today's video, smash that subscribe button so I can create more videos just like this to help you grow and scale your coaching business online.